wanted to try to get reaction on the Donna Brazile revelations this morning, Mr. Sanders.
Senator Bernie Sanders had no comment on Donna Brazile, former interim Democratic National Committee chair, whose forthcoming memoir alleges in an excerpt in Politico that under her predecessor, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, quote, the DNC was rigging the system to throw the primary to Hillary.
Thank you all for the great convention that we've had.
Brazile reports the Clinton campaign raised $10 million to retire 80% of the party's bank debt, but exacted a steep price. The agreement, Brazile writes, signed by Amy Dacey, the former CEO of the DNC, and Robbie Mook of the Clinton campaign, with a copy to the campaign's general counsel, Mark Elias, specified that in exchange for raising money and investing in the DNC, Hillary would control the party's finances, strategy, and all the money raised. Her campaign had the right of refusal of who would be the party communications director, and it would make final decisions on all the other staff. The DNC also was required to consult with the campaign about all other staffing, budgeting, data, analytics, and mailings. This Victory Fund agreement had been signed in August 2015, just 4 months after Hillary announced her candidacy and nearly a year before she officially had the nomination.
There were lots of things that were shocking about it. One, the financial condition of the DNC. Two, the way the DNC then had to rely on the Clinton campaign for the money and the resources to continue even operating.
In a statement, Wasserman Schultz told Fox News she is proud of her work at DNC and urged Democrats to remain focused on a progressive agenda.
Madam Secretary, any response to what Donna Brazile is saying?
The Clinton campaign did not respond to our query, nor would the Federal Elections Commission disclose whether it is investigating Brazile's allegations. Brazile said she searched for other evidence of a rigged primary and found none.
I'll be asking some questions as well, along with my friend Roland Martin of TV1.
Yet the excerpt neglects to mention that Brazile used her dual role as a CNN commentator to steer CNN debate questions to Clinton in advance. For months, Brazile denied having done so.
Where did you get it?
You know, as a Christian woman, I understand persecution, but I will not sit here and be persecuted because your information is totally false.
But in an essay for Time magazine last May, Brazile belatedly acknowledged having done so and called it a mistake she'll regret forever. The DNC's new leadership told reporters they've restructured the party's fundraising and are now committed to electing Democrats every year in every zip code.
Wasn't that long ago. In fact, just last year, Donna Brazile was a dutiful soldier for the Democratic Party. In fact, she ran it. Now, a year after that party's election defeat, she is sticking a knife in Hillary Clinton. In a piece in Politico today, taken from her forthcoming book, Brazile describes how Clinton engineered a, quote, secret takeover of the Democratic National Committee. Brazile says Clinton's campaign was effectively funded by the DNC, even though it was supposed to preside neutrally, the DNC was, over the Democratic primary race. Tesla Figueroa was a staffer for the Bernie campaign. She may have suspected something like this was going on. Now she knows for sure, and we couldn't resist getting her reaction to it. Tesla, great to see you. I remember months ago, a year ago, you said you believed something like this was afoot. How do you feel now that you know you were right?
Oh, you better believe what we said it a year ago, repeatedly over and over and over. And folks just like to pretend that we were asking them to believe in Santa Claus, as if we were just completely delusional when we've said over and over that the system was rigged. And this is, again, it's important to remember, Tucker, that I actually worked on the national campaign, traveled all over the country for 7 years. I wasn't just sitting back on Twitter being a Twitter warrior or a Facebook bandit. These were things that we were actually seeing out in the field that we knew to be true. And so now that the chickens have finally come home to roost, like we're saying around here in Houston, it looks like she's earned history and did something that no other candidate has done through presidential elections. Not only did they give her the money, she gave the DNC the money to buy the cookies. She baked the cookies, bought the cookies, ate the cookies in the cookie jar, and it's pretty clear on who had control of the party. So me, Sanders supporters, and surrogates are all sitting around this evening saying, I told you so.
As a lifelong Democrat, how does it make you feel that your party, according to Donna Brazile, rigged a primary election?
I mean, it made me feel the same way that I did when I initially joined the campaign. You know, like you and I have talked before previously, I went to the independent side because I joined the Bernie Sanders campaign, not because I'm a socialist, because I'm not. I joined him because I wanted someone to speak up against the establishment. So it feels the same way that it did in 2008 and 2010 and 2012. And now this is just, we have the evidence to finally show what we've been talking about this entire time.
Kind of obvious, though, in retrospect. I mean, do you really think in a free and fair, open primary, of all the potential Democratic candidates, Hillary Clinton, who lost in 2008 in the same scenario, would have been chosen as the nominee?
You know, I think that the way it was set up with Bernie Sanders not having the name recognition that he did, that did hurt him in some respects.
Right.
But to look at people who didn't even know who Bernie Sanders was to now be, according to some polls, one of the most popular politicians in America, a lot of more ground could have been made. But Tucker, we actually went, particularly in the South. I was a National Racial Justice Director, and we went to churches, we went to local communities that wouldn't even give us the time of day, not even an appointment to even share our platform. So I can't say what it would have been, whether he would have won the nomination or won the presidency. What I do know is that he did not receive a fair shot, just like the people who ran on the state level didn't receive a fair shot, that all the money was pulled to the Hillary Clinton campaign, in addition to the President Obama campaign. Donna Brazile was very clear. And we have to ask ourselves, why would Donna Brazile, a 30-year veteran in the game, turn on her establishment friends? I'm looking to see more that's going to come out of this scandal.
Well, she's coming on this show next week, and she'll tell us. I hope you'll be watching. Teslyn Figueroa, thanks a lot for coming on.
Oh, I will. Thank you.